Hey, yo guys, this is Jared, aka the Saint of Sins on Xbox Live, coming back at you with some more NCAA Football 14 Ultimate Team, or as I like to call it, NUT. After my last game, I'm really wanting to test the boundaries of this team and see just how well it stacks up on the field of play against other lowly players of my skill set. That victory was nice, but seemed to only come thanks to my opponent's inability to make the right reads and stick to a game plan that was working for him. This time out, we'll be rolling against LG1TX Shutout and his Texas Longhorns back at the home turf of M&T Stadium. Defense was my big concern in the last game, but proved really strong as my team dropped about 4 picks, but stopping the run was also an issue as AP gets cleaned up in the backfield. I'll be playing around with shifts and hot routes a bit more than last time, but I'm still a ways off as David Amerson bashed that ball down to bring up 3rd and 11. Usering on defense is something I'll also need to get more comfortable with. I can't be shy with reads or positioning to get picks. Give me that beat, fool! This is a full-time jack! A huge takeaway by AJ Hawk as I roamed the middle of the field perfectly to make that snag. I can't believe I made the right read and baited that pass my way. Or perhaps my opponent wanted to directly test my users. Must have heard the word on the street about my other nickname, Jerry No Thumbs. First drive and I'm wanting to establish the run early and often, and seeing as my opponent likes to move a player prior to the snap to get a jump on the line, I'm looking to see if I can't overpower him or keep him honest with the occasional shift to a passing play. Thus far, I've been very good on the ground, but I'm going to test his pass defense as Keenum drops back and makes the short dump off to Allen for a gain of 3. I can see getting time in the pocket is going to be a bit of a challenge, and if he gets into the habit of stopping my run, I'll be in some danger. A great 9-yard pickup by Ballard further establishes this drive, but I'm not content with just running the ball. Time to go back to the air as Keenum fires into coverage, and that ball should have been picked off by all accounts. A terrible read to throw there as the only option was to scramble. Everyone was covered. 3rd and 4, Keenum will drop back, scanning. He fires to his left and that's picked off by Anton Kaysen. Another boneheaded decision to fire into coverage despite having plenty of time to let the play develop. That was just a pure panic throw as the pocket was holding well. Back on defense and I'll have to try and get some big stops or another huge takeaway in hopes of redeeming myself. Starting to get a look at the players he's got, and I'm suddenly realizing what I'm matched up against as Vernon Davis pulls in the 9-yard reception at the sideline. I can pull out this win if I make the right calls, play my zones well, and get back into favorable territory, but it's going to be a battle. I'll need to really up my game as Ward will fire downfield to Vernon Davis over AJ Hawk's head to convert on the 3rd down once more. I was in that area, but my first commit to step forward pulled the slower linebacker out of position to keep up with the speedy tight end. That one step was enough to fit the ball in the tight zone, giggity, and now I'm just hoping he'll keep pounding on the ground as it's the only way I've been able to really stop him. Or I could hope for Superman Emerson to come up with some huge deflections on every play. LG has found some comfort in the air, and why not? He's got an incredible looking team with Randy Moss, Vernon Davis, and Charlie Ward at quarterback. And he's also got Adrian Peterson, who's had a tough time moving the ball for positive yards. 2nd and 6, and I'm out in the prevent defense for reasons. I need to get pressure on Ward and force some mistakes as he's gotten too comfortable in the pocket. Somehow my dumb decision worked out, but the play action will free up Larry Fitzgerald over the middle, who's the target of a 10-yard touchdown pass. I was too focused on reacting to a run that I idled over the middle with AJ Hawk and allowed Fitz to charge out behind him and find that hole for the reception. Now things are getting cramped as the Longhorns are putting a stop to my running shenanigans. The play action to Ballard, and Keenum will find Dwayne Allen on the fly route to the left with a precision pass that moves the chains and stops the clock. Under a minute to go, and we're not done on the ground this drive just yet as Ballard gets the stretch to the right with plenty of real estate overlooking the 1st down as he's finally collapsed upon after a gain of 11. Now we're being smart, just looking to move the ball in a responsible manner. Toughness is key on this drive as Ballard gets destroyed 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage on the read option. The defense was heavily committed to stopping the run, and after a failure to convert on 3rd down, I try to test the leg strength of starter pack Blair Walsh, who boosts this kick straight and about 15 yards shy of the goalposts. Yeah, can we forget that ever happened? Please? Heading into the half down 7, but LG certainly wanted to stretch that out some after this huge reception by Tim Brown in triple coverage. If there were any time left on the board, that's likely another 3 on the scoreboard. Start of the third, and we're continuing the theme of boneheaded decisions as Emerson gets demolished for taking that kickoff out of the back of the end zone to place the Buffaloes at their own 11. I done goofed to start this half. I done goofed hard. Consequences will never be the same again as Keenum hooks up with Allen on the short pass to the left that only gets a yard. Third and long situation, and I'm confident I can gain it on the ground. The handoff to Ballard, and he'll stretch to the right with some room, but Luke Kuechly is running a 3-8 40-yard sprint to catch Vic 2 yards shy of the first down marker. Punching away as I don't want to give up this field position to my opponent. The kick is up, but it looks a bit short as LaMichael James will signal for the fair catch. A pitiful 39-yard punt off the boot of Hubbard, and the Longhorns take over at their own 41. Scratch that! Scratch everything! Colorado would take over at their own 20 thanks to a huge interception by Charles Woodson. He was in one-on-one coverage with Tim Brown, but had the inside position to snag that pass out from in front of him for the takeaway. A chance to get something going on 2nd and 7, and I'm flipping the run for reasons, as Ballard will get swallowed up whole in the backfield once more, a loss of only 3. That play will round out the third, and now it's becoming crunch time as Keenum rolling to his left will fire, picked off by Darrelle Revis. The intended receiver was Danny Amendola, who is now marooned on Revis Island and likely won't have the company of Wilson. That may have done it for this game unless my defense can hold firm and find another turnover in Ward's back pocket. But it won't be on that play as that pass to Wes Welker through a tight hole, giggity, will move the Longhorns to Colorado's 13. Though LG has been generous in his turnovers, his red zone offense is just that much better than my red zone defense as he's found the promised land once before and is threatening to find it here again. This time it's the speed option to Peterson, who will have the room far left as he dives into the end zone to put the Longhorns up 14-0. I've got time to mount a comeback, but it's going to require better reads and decision making. I got away with that horrible pass, but those are the kinds of decisions I need to avoid making. A minute 39 in the game, 3rd and 10, Keenum under center. Play action to Ballard, and Case surveys the field. Fires, and he has a man. Dwayne Allen near the sideline, a gain of 18 yards, and Colorado still has life on this drive. Don't think I've forgotten about the run as Ballard cuts up the middle, a 9-yard run, but the clock is dripping. Right now, I'm not just playing against the Longhorns in their stacked lineup of players, I'm also battling the clock, and I'm losing precious seconds on every failed play. The pass to Saleh is caught, and he's up the sideline, and he'll finally step out of bounds. A 22-yard catch on the run, but it's taking too long, and the chances of this comeback are slimming almost as quickly and as badly as CeCe Sabathia. 2nd and 4, handoff to Ballard, and he'll run this up the gut and pick up 2 before the timeout is called. 43 seconds remain, and I'm playing for the down as that pass to Allen is batted down on a diving swat. Touchdown or bust on this 4th and short as Ballard is stopped a yard shy of the marker. Game over, man. Game over. I played too tentatively in the red zone, afraid of committing another turnover like I did on my first drive inside the 20. I just had nothing that could beat his man defense, and LG knew it. I'm playing with starter cards while he's rolling with all-stars. In the end, he'd pad AP stats before letting the clock die. A pitiful performance on my end as Vic would average 3.5 yards per carry, getting 56 on 16 attempts. Charlie Ward had a respectable game, going 9 for 18, collecting 165 yards and a touchdown. But the blemish of those 2 interceptions really leave me wondering who your real player of the game was. Because it sure as fuck wasn't Adrian Peterson. Those last 2 runs I highlighted? Yeah, he picked up 30 yards per AP on those 2 runs before ending the game with 38 yards on 7 carries. I had him stuffed in the backfield for 8 yards on 5 before those plays. Who do you even give this one to, really? Anton Kaysen? Well, he's the contributor of your player of the game, as his first quarter interception was the deciding factor of this one, as the Longhorns built a lead off of that turnover that they never had to look back from. Despite my best efforts, I was just outclassed. Not from a card collection standpoint, but rather from a player versus player standpoint. I'm clearly not over the gap, and this game demonstrated that perfectly. Well, this is exactly why I set my goal for Season 1 to be 500 or better. Next time out, I'll need a win to boost my confidence. I'll see you then.